referring to the family and babe. Stop it on here, I mean nah go to Rusheda.
You know.
Greetings family, welcome back to Kingdom Expression, where we're all about changing life through effective living. As old as my marriage has been, and that's how long I have been grappling with this, primarily because I've seen a number of marriages have failed because of this important pointer I want to make today. It's not the day, but the days to come. Marriage is not the ceremony that you plan for, but a process that you will have to endure together. This week, guys, I want to talk with you about marriage. This topic has been on me for the longest while. They stress the day, they stress the preparation, they do so much thing for this day, and they never consider the days to come. And upon reaching the days and enduring the days, that's when they have difficulty. I want to also thank all my new subscribers who have joined the family. It's great having you around. You have been supporting the journey. I thank you for encouraging me. For those who will join us soon, we want to welcome you in advance to our journey as we prepare, as we plan, as we impact life. Here is Kingdom Expression, changing life through effective living. My name is Kevon Mclean, for those who are here for the first time. I discovered this topic a few years ago when I got married, because my wife and I had never gone the traditional way of marriage, which is a traditional preparation. Of course, I wanted a wedding, given that I would have had a life before her and she had her life too. And I was back from Frankfield, Garden, and I was very active in church, youth president, youth chairman for the region of 17 churches, preaching, leading praise and worship. So I was fairly popular. And so and my family is a big family, and so I wanted to have and to invite all these persons. And upon meeting my wife and discussing, and we were moving so quickly. I mean, we just wanted to get it on. I mean, we wanted to start investing in ourselves and investing in the marriage and pushing our vision together as we shared. And so one of the first things that any couple we came across with was the planning of the ceremony. I met her in October 2015. We started officially dating in December the 4th. Well, I remember I go on good man. And then we got engaged the 1st of May, and on the 26th of May 2016, on my birthday, we got married. Let me tell you this, guys. Our marriage happened in a scary way. It wasn't planned. I mean, the ceremony, that is. It was just my extended family, a few of my siblings. My wife's siblings should have come, but there were some mishaps and so forth. And we left work the day in our work clothes, changing some normal wear. I hope I get a chance to share some of those photos in this video when I'm editing it later on. But the point I'm trying to get across to you is that because we want a child early in the marriage, which I would have shared in my some previous video earlier, we wanted a child early, we wanted to start doing some things together and buying things, and we had to look at our financial stability and status. And we recognized that having a wedding, to invite all those persons, and when I started to narrow down the wedding ceremony and the invitations, I recognized I run myself into bankruptcy. And she also wasn't a fancy girl like that.
She looks fancy, but she wasn't really a fancy person
in terms of wanting a big wedding. So she said, babe, let's just have no problem. And we sat on the floor. We spoke about our engagement and about our marriage, and then we just went to marry. And after our wedding ceremony, we lasted for about 40 minutes. We just came down to Jamaica and went to a little normal restaurant that was just opened at something fishy. And we had a piece of fish with a friend.
Yeah,
something very fishy. We weren't fishy, we had something very fishy. And that was it. We got a lot of scrutiny from our wedding ceremony. Many people had so-called cursed us. My wife got a lot of backlash from other persons too. I would have had backlashes, but none came to me directly. They may be still talking. What am I trying to get across to you is that we were so focused on the days to come and not on the day. I never had this knowledge, but upon doing it and almost 7 years into the marriage, I have come to the realization why many marriages have been failing, and failing financially too, because they would have all started. I'm not sure if you are fond of track and field. I'm not really a fan as in an athlete who runs, but I used to run in high school. But I love to follow, because we're in Jamaica, and Jamaica hosts the fastest man and woman, I believe, right? For sure for the fastest man, Sheldon Fraser and Usain Bolt. And if you study running and understand how people go about running, you'll understand that one of the most crucial stage of running is the start. If you follow Usain Bolt's documentary and his lifestyle, he will tell you that he has a big issue running and starting because of his height and other factors. And so he spent a great deal of time along with his coach to ensure he gets the best start possible. He prays he gets a good start. And he says it, I think I watched a video of him once, and he said, once I get a good start, it doesn't matter how fast you are, you can't catch me now. The reason I pull this analogy to you and for us to look at is because I believe many marriages, they fall started. They could have been at a better place. They could have been saved. But because they focused so much on the wedding day, it messed up everything. And so when they should have been focused on their start, they were focusing on the middle of the race. They were trying to start in the middle. You can't start where your start not supposed to be started. The point I'm getting to you need to get your start ready. And so I want to pull your attention this time around. I hope that every ear that listen and get in reach of this video, they'll be blessed. And for those who are singles and those who wish to come together in marriage, let me tell you this, it doesn't matter what day. You just want to ensure legally you get that ring on your finger. If you use a ring, because sometimes the ring don't even save you. Most I love wear my ring. And I've never had an issue with someone coming to me and saying that if you're married, they just sense marriage on me. I smell like marriage, I look like marriage, I do everything about marriage. Because I understand them trying to be. It's very difficult. So I want you to pay attention to these details. Pay attention to the days to come and not on the day. I want to invite my wife this time around. You have met her in the previous videos, but I like to have company because it's somewhat it let me feel like I'm not talking to on camera alone, because for those who don't do videos, it's not easy to talk to a camera. You're just watching from behind the camera, but it can be difficult at times. So I want her to assist me today because she would have helped me to discover this. I'm not saying that this is gospel and it is out there, but I'm adding my little pieces, my little spice to it, to endorse it. I want us to look at how some couples would have fast started their marriage by focusing so much on the day and never on the days to come.
So my question to you, is something that I guess most of us might have the interest to know. When it comes to getting married, the first thing you think about is the ceremony, right? Yeah. And then after the ceremony comes financial things like money. So do you think it's smart to be getting married and to go out and borrow a loan? What you think about that? Because we didn't, but I love to hear your advice.
Borrowing a loan for marriage, if you're in a financial situation and stability and you can borrow and afford it, not a problem with it. You're creating memories if you want. The point I'm trying to get across today is that if you're going to go out of your way to borrow a loan and you know you're not in a position to do so, and your common sense tell you that after I borrow this loan I can't eat, I want a car, I want a child, I'm pregnant, or whatever the case be, common reason will let you understand that borrowing a loan will not be smart. And it's a big issue and also a big concern a number of couples have made. They borrow loans to get married, young trying people, and I've heard so many testimonies. Of course I can't share them because it's confidential, but you would have heard stories too. And afterwards they can't buy cooking gas, they can't eat because they were all about to please the crowd, all about trying to have this blast. And they think, what people think is that when they spend on how great the marriage ceremony looks is how their marriage will look. Wow. It is a facade, it's a socialization that I am here to dismiss because I want to understand that the days to come are way greater and I'm more concerned with the wedding ceremony. You just need that ring on your finger. In fact, even if you're rich, I still don't encourage you making a big blast with it. Because why? I'm not saying you can't have it, you can, it's fine. But I'm talking about encouraging, because if you look at the stats and the amount of relationships, those big weddings, most time, the calamity that follows afterwards, it is astounding. Of course, there are some that survive, but honestly speaking, I hope I can find some stats when I'm preparing this and to edit and to share with you the stats of these weddings. But most of the celebrities that we follow, their marriage is a sham. Because they would have created this blast ceremony, but not understand that reality comes afterwards. This fairy tale we read in books and we see in movies, and that's what they want us to live and to understand.
So you're pretty much saying you would not advise a couple to go out of their way to borrow a loan? If they're in the position to.
If you are in the position to, you can go ahead and borrow the loan. If you're rich and you want to do it, fine. But my caution to you is, if you have the money, it better you spend it on some counseling, alright, rather than you going off.
Alright. I want to know, I know it's trending on social media, and I don't, if you have cable, you'll know about this. You've heard about Bridezilla, right? Bridezilla. You never hear about Bridezilla? Never hear about Bridezilla? The Bridezilla is pretty much when the bride take over the wedding. So it's customary in every tradition that they call us Bridezilla. Because you know Godzilla, monster and want to rule and fearful. People fear Godzilla, so them call you Bridezilla. So it's on social media and people who watch can relate. What you think about the bride being in control on her day? She's obsessed with the cake, the makeup, the background, the backdrop, the location. She's obsessed with the husband away, with the groomsmen away, what she away, with the bridesmaid. She's obsessed with her mother-in-law, or her mother-in-law wear, where she mother-in-law eat, what the food tastes like. On the day when she should be focusing on herself,
on
God, her spouse,
and the days to come,
and the whole heap of issues that will come after you don't put on the ring. What is your view?
My view, that's not a false start that many marriages would have started on. Well, wouldn't have even started because a false start, technically. Because the tradition, it's a big tradition and it's one that needs to be taken into consideration. Of course, we know women are more sentimental and sensational when it comes on to the day than the men. We are more anxious and worried about everything going in order. She just wants this day to be memorable. I wouldn't want to take away that from a woman. However, the truth is, as we are saying, is the days to come. I said, if you're in a position to make it as memorable as possible, you do so. Just bear in mind that the days will come. And so if you go out of your way, and if the woman and if the man allows his wife to control a day that will ruin the days to come, that's already a catastrophe that they're putting their marriage on. In fact, you need to understand that marriage is a process. And so you have to be careful where you start. Alright, it's very important here. So the woman should not completely decide on the day and how it should go. Both individuals should come together, and as how we would have done, and others would have done the same thing too. They to come together to talk about it. That's your going.
Beautiful.
That's your link.
Yeah. Alright, so I just want to touch on this really quick when it comes to in-laws. And you have two sides to this story though when it comes to marriage first starting with in-laws. You have some in-laws, they understand marriage, like knowledge, they have knowledge. Sometimes you have your father, like the wife of our father, who want to invest in the ceremony. Yeah man, so a two-way excuse me, I have a cold. Alright, so you have the type of in-laws that is obsessed with your marriage, obsessed with the ceremony and the day. They want to do invitation, they volunteer to do a ton of stuff. And you might be excited though and say, oh God, everybody want to contribute and help, but they want to control everything. So there's two sides to it for me, because you have the in-laws that wants to invest in the marriage financially and emotionally too at times. What is your view though? Do you support the two-sided thing that I have going on, and you have the obsessive ones?
if people want to support marriage, really ceremony, most time if support is given, it's really a good move if you want to have that blast, if the support is given. But again, still consider days to come, because if those support, if you know you financially, both of us are in the position to buy a house, we are really poverty stricken, and these people are contributing and want to help you. If you get a level headed, you'll say, you know, honey, you know, don't want a land, don't want a house, I know, you know. So it is good for you both to really consider if you could put those contributions towards the days to come rather than the day. But if you are financially stable and you're in jobs and so forth and you want that blast, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Other ways how other marriages have false started, they're trying to live up to the expectation of what marriage culture normally looks like, which we have been talking about. You know, this big wedding, the celebration, they don't want to be embarrassed, and the toast, having this big bridal party and all those things, the expectation. That's a false start, and I advise you to think careful as you think about the days to come. Another way how marriage couples have false started, simply trying to put on a show. Right? They want their wedding to be bigger and better than their brother's wedding that went before, or their sister's wedding, or some are even so competitive they want their wedding to be bigger than their mother's wedding, and or their father's wedding, or their in-law weddings. The pressure and expectation of others. You know, they're competing with their friends, competing with their batchmates, competing also with the social media. Crazy this way I go on, you know, putting them, because you know you have those nice trailer and those nice wedding photos and stuff, and you think that's what it looks like. Most time when you after getting married, you never go back to those photos. The reality hits you so hard, you don't go back to those photos. You're so focused on the stresses that come, and that's why I'm trying to get it to you that the days to come are more important. There's so much thing that you must consider, and the battery is going, and I think that we may need to have a part 2 to this topic, because there are a number of other points that I want to touch, but I wouldn't want to stretch this video too long. But what I want to close with is something my mother told me, and she has been saying from the day I got married and I've known her. She said that if she knew about, not in the words that I'm saying now, but if she knew about the days to come of marriage and got knowledge, she would have had a simple wedding, and the money that she would have spent, she and my father, they'd have invested that money in a land and some things for themselves as a couple, because the stressor that she lived, all 18 years in rent house, the start that she wanted to have, she started wrongly. She false started, and that's what I'm trying to get to. And I thank my mother for sharing that, and I know you'd have heard nuggets of this all over. I'm encouraging you young couples, budding couples, be careful. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a big wedding if you want to have it, but truth be told, the days to come are more important. And so if you can exchange or bargain that, I'm telling you, you won't regret it. In fact, I believe you should be celebrating when you have passed a milestone of 5 or 6 years. That's when you want something big and flabbergasting. But the first day, you need to just get over with and start putting some work. But again, each his own. Thank you for joining Kingdom Expression once more. It's a blessing to have you. Leave your comments, share. You know, we're about changing life through effective living. But once we live, we'll impact people, and lives will be changed and challenged. Thank you for joining me this week, and we'll continue with a part 2, all being well. Blessings and peace out.
God damn.
Woo! My God.